See, this is for Jack McGinty.
Hey, how are you?
Ooh, that was loud.
Am I loud?
Oh, yeah. You're hot.
Coming in hot. I told you, coming in hot.
You said you're blaring. Ooh.
But hey, I found the Geek Spot finally.
It took you a little while, but
It did.
Poor Jack. Jack McGinney didn't know what to do.
I'm sure he was traumatized.
He's definitely trying. He put all two sad faces.
He has trouble finding the Geek Spot by himself.
He does. He needs help. It's
So-
that age thing.
Yeah. So
Hi,
we're
Jack.
here to help him out.
How was your weekend? I don't want to know how your day was, because if you're coming in this hot, your day was as rough as mine was.
No, well, there was vaccines involved the last 2 days, so running around.
Oh. Yes.
My wife got hers yesterday, and she thinks she might be dying now.
Oh, that's a shame.
And Nate got his tonight, his second one. He's all vaxxed up.
Oh, poor Bridget.
So yeah, but other than that, had my first show of a 3-week holiday extravaganza
Ooh.
at Crossroads on Friday. Played a quick last-minute show at Con Murphy's downtown Thursday. That was fun.
Okay.
And then watched a bunch of stuff this weekend, I think.
TV. What is that?
Yeah, I got some time in Saturday watching some things.
Oof.
I got all caught up. I don't remember what I watched Saturday, but I know I watched some things. You might jog my memory mentioning things. How about you, Frank?
Probably not. I had. I don't. You know what? It's been a weird week. It really has. Today was brutal at work. Very busy. Yesterday I was at a benefit for a friend of ours, DJ Gibby. Apparently he has a brain tumor, unfortunately. Brett, sorry, wrong show. Thanks for coming in, Brett. Brett from Mayfair. He's first time, long time.
Look at him.
You can catch me on the All About the Birds network talking about the Flyers coach and all that. Go watch the game now. Come back and listen to us after the game. We'll talk about it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, no, it was a really long week. Did some video gaming. Did not do a lot of TV watching.
No.
This week. Normally, I try to fit some stuff in. I watched not the last episode of Flash, but the one before that. Hey, Charles.
You didn't catch the new one. The new one, the latest one was a lot of Black Lightning, a lot of Flash.
Yeah, I saw the one before that.
A lot of Despero.
There
was the Top was in this one.
Oh, yeah. So, but I'm sorry, yesterday, Sunday, I was at the Ashburn. There was a benefit for DJ Gibby. He's a brain tumor. So it was a lot of people, a lot of old familiar faces, some people from the Pennant days. And yeah, it was a lot of people. A lot of people showed up. It was good to see everyone. I did not win any of the door prizes.
Oh.
And all the money I spent on door prizes. And Ange picked up the Flyers tickets for tonight.
Well, that's exciting. So they're not going to be tuning in. That's too bad.
No, they won't be tuning in. And those two jerks are at the Flyers game.
Oh, I remember the other thing I did. I started that Get Back documentary.
You know, I'm going to mention that for a second because I put out a very trolling post last week. I'm sure you saw and avoided.
I did. You've been pretty quiet in your trolling ways.
I know.
As of late.
So I came in hot with that one. And I believe, I don't know it verbatim, but I believe the post said something along the lines of, Peter Jackson, if you wanted a good documentary, you should have done one on Nickelback, not the Beatles.
Yeah, I do. You did say that.
Yes.
How'd that go over for you?
So didn't get any bites, no nibbles, but I did get a text message within a half an hour after posting that from our good bartender friend, Pat Gallagher, who wanted to know why I didn't want to watch the Beatles documentary. I had to clarify to him that I was indeed trolling, and I do want to watch the documentary. He said what he's watched so far, it's fascinating. Just the behind the scenes process of how like an actual song gets made as opposed to like, us just seeing it up there. I do want to actually sit down, and I got some days off coming up. I'm going to try and squeeze that in to all the other stuff I have.
That's good.
Yeah.
As somebody that's been there for that songwriting process and all those good things, I made it through the first episode. They're long. They're really long. I will say that about them. But they're good. The first episode was great. It's a very different dynamic. You get to see a lot of Yoko, but only because she's like this.
Right.
On John, the entire.
Hey, thanks, Dylan. Happy Monday to you too.
The entire special. She doesn't move more than 3 inches away from him the entire time.
Well, that's good. As Elite should.
But yeah, it's interesting though seeing the dynamic with the guys in the band and Paul kind of really in his prime.
Right.
Like just plucking away at the piano, and next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, this song could be something," and just let it be.
Right.
Could
be something. It's funny what we know now and what they're doing then. They have no idea what's.
No, I did do a flashback movie this weekend too. I went and rewatched The Truman Show with my oldest.
The Truman Show. Wow, that's out of left field.
Yeah, well, we were flipping through the HBO Max list, and I gave him the pitch on The Truman Show. He's like, "That actually sounds interesting." I was like, "It was when I watched it 23 years ago."
Does it not hold up?
So the movie does, but to our new standards and our the way we all critique, movies at this point, the first act is great. The second act is equally good. The third act, it just like happens. There's no you don't finish the arc. You get like a jump from here to here.
Right.
Which anybody that didn't see The Truman Show, anybody listening, it stars Jim Carrey. It was a movie about somebody that's been a reality star since birth and never knew it.
Right.
It's similar to the Lego Movie or Free Guy, honestly. Which they're basically The Truman Show.
It's what you call it? It's Jim Carrey and who's the guy in the booth?
Ed Harris.
Ed Harris, thank you.
Laura Linney's in it. Norris something whose last name I forget is in it, who just made a cameo on Walking Dead World Beyond this weekend too. Had the mid-season finale for Fear the Walking Dead yesterday. The season finale for series finale for World Beyond. It's good stuff.
You mean no more Walking Dead?
No. There's plenty more coming.
Oh, okay, good. You had me worried.
There's 2 more parts to the last season of the actual Walking Dead, and then Fear the Walking Dead is on their mid-season break for season 7.
Gotcha.
But it's so good. It's a good show.
It's not on my list. I can actually say that and not even joke around with it.
I know.
Charles is going to Steel City Con this Saturday, while I am going to PAX Unplugged Saturday for a couple hours.
Are you?
Well, this is a really big week for me in general.
What?
There's a lot of stuff happening this week.
There is.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, for instance, Tuesday, for those of you listening after the live show, Tuesday will be the 30th anniversary of Bungie, the video game company that created Halo.
Oh.
And their Destiny, that's the shirt I'm wearing, their Destiny video game has this big 30th anniversary event and all kinds of new content and stuff coming out. That's super exciting for me. Wednesday, the day the podcast actually goes up, will be the release of the Halo Infinite campaign.
Did they plan that for you?
That, I think Bungie and 343 Studios sat down together with Microsoft, knowing that at the end of this week, on the 10th of December, I reached the half-century life mark.
What? No, you can't be more than 22.
I look 23, actually.
It's all in the lighting.
I shaved. I trimmed. I trimmed.
Yeah.
No, it's the big 50 this year. is well, that there goes all the hot chicks listening. One by one, they're running away.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Or they're
No.
coming. They need a sugar daddy, Frank.
That's not the way you want to go here. Yeah. But yeah, no, there's a lot. And then the PAX Unplugged is happening Saturday. And then I have a nice big Christmas party Sunday.
So what is PAX for anybody that doesn't know?
For anybody that doesn't know, PAX Unplugged is the board game. It's like a board game convention, basically. It's not PAX where I think PAX is all video games, right? Like the normal PAX.
Yeah.
Dylan just had No Way Home spoiled for me today because the score got leaked. Yeah, see, that's another thing that I have a huge problem with, that England has No Way Home right now. So the UK has it this week.
Penny Arcade. There you go.
Penny Arcade. That's Pete. Pete usually goes to PAX with us, but Pete's abstaining this year. It's the first year back in like 2 or 3 years. That No Way Home thing, it's really going to be hard to be on the internet this week, all the way up until the 17th when I see the movie, because the UK has it this week before us. I don't know how that happened. We won the Revolutionary War. That should not have happened at all.
Yeah, that's a long time to avoid spoilers. So I'm just assumed that everything will be spoiled by then.
That's like we're reading. Dylan just said it's spoiled for him because the score got leaked. So I'm assuming that if you look at the soundtrack now, the title of some of the songs will end up spoiling for you. So that's Now I can't listen to music this week.
We will ask Dylan to not post any of those in the chat, though,
yes,
if you don't mind.
Please don't. Yes, Pat. I'm sorry. Pete doesn't want to go to PAX because you have to wear a mask the entire time you're inside, even if you're vaccinated.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of math.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm probably going to cut my visit a little shorter this year, just because.
Right.
Otherwise,
and hey, it looks like it's SteelCon, which is kind of cool. I know they don't do PAX Unplugged doesn't do like guests and things like that. It's all about the gaming.
They do have a small panel of like YouTubers. I think Pete would know more about them.
So it looks like SteelCon's going to have a Goonies reunion though, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
And Corey Taylor, like from Slipknot, Corey Taylor. Is he going to be bashing Machine Gun Kelly for the descent of the?
That would be fun. Look at that, poor Dylan. Dylan got hosed.
It is Slipknot, Corey Taylor. That's pretty cool.
Oh, so there'll be more news about that coming out, I assume, right?
Yeah, but that's cool. Well, enjoy yourself, Charles, for sure.
Yeah, let us know how it was next week.
We've got Keystone coming up in April here in Philly, but we haven't gotten any kind of list yet. Or maybe, no, Keystone's not happening next year.
No.
We have the new Wizard World, which is Fan Con now.
Okay.
It's coming up in April.
I haven't even started to look yet. I still have a half a day left to take before this year's out, before I lose it for next year.
Gotcha.
I haven't even begun to plan next year yet.
No, it's one of those, you got to buy your tickets earlier to those things, though. Otherwise, they gouge you on the prices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So aside from the Matrix trailer that I just actually watched while I was waiting for you to come in hot, have you seen the new one yet?
I haven't seen the new Matrix trailer. Parts of it, I think I might have saw flick across my screen at some point. It
looks to me from the trailer that spoils a couple more things in the movie, that they're setting Trinity up as the one, or as another one.
Oh, really?
That's the vibe I'm getting from the trailer.
Okay. That transition would not surprise me.
Nope.
In the new one.
And it looks like it's still Neo having all his Neo powers, but it also looks like that Trinity is also now like a one.
Didn't she get? I feel like she was during the third one, though.
I don't remember the third one.
I feel like he shared it with her in.
Maybe that's why.
In the third movie. because they had to be once they were together.
Okay.
Um,
So look, Dylan's coming to the con in Philly.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how it goes. Wizard World's been okay in Philly the last few years. Keystone was a blast the 2 years they had it.
Now, see, I went to Wizard World one. I went with Danny, actually. Danny got free tickets from his mom. She's a nurse. She was a nurse.
Yeah.
And I was bored. I honestly went and I was bored. I don't know. Maybe it was just an off year, or I walked up and down the panels, and that was when we were doing the show with Danny. So it was maybe 2-3 years ago, I guess it would be. And Danny went, and Kevin Conroy was there, the voice of Batman, and he got a picture. He got pictures taken with him, and with his son and all. And he asked him to record a little intro for the show, and he was like, "No." He's like, "I that's how I make my living. I can't have my voice out there for things like that. Sorry, but I'll take a couple extra pictures with you." And that was awesome. Right. That was cool of him.
Yeah.
That's where I saw Edward Furlong. Is that the kid that played the Terminator?
It was. He had the empty table all weekend, all day, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
That was right when the new Terminator was coming out.
Right.
And there was all the rumors that he was going to be in it.
And he wasn't.
I think there was like a flashback of him in it, wasn't there? I watched it.
There was. I did see that Dylan just piped in again, and is Jessica Henwick actually turned down Shang-Chi to be in the new Matrix. She had both on the table, and I did read an article about that she turned down.
I would assume she would have been the sister.
I guess, I don't know.
Which the girl that played the sister was fantastic.
Yes, she was. She was.
And that's a little weird for him, unless she was going to be Colleen Wing, and maybe she was going to be the the Aquafina character. That doesn't make sense, right?
No.
But I don't think they would have recast her as another character in the MCU, but maybe they would have.
Maybe.
It's hard to say because they haven't really recast any of the Netflix people over.
Not yet, but
I said recast.
I know. There's news about that.
There is. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Most of what I have is just literally all Marvel stuff.
Well, I did, like Charles mentions the Doctor Who finale. I did watch the Doctor Who finale. I'm really excited that there's only 3 more episodes of the Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker era left. Not sure what you thought, Charles, but for 6 episodes that were all over an hour long, they sure didn't accomplish anything, except for leaving us right where they started the 6 episodes, really. And it was very bizarre. Yeah.
Not my cup of tea anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was not great. There was a lot of opportunities that they missed, and they just got way too busy in it.
There's Gardner Minshew's #1 fan checking in there.
We do have Cottonmouth. They did recast him, but Cottonmouth died, so so you can't bring him back in the MCU. And that show got way less interesting once they killed off Mahershala Ali's character.
In Doctor Who?
No, in Luke Cage. That was in the chat.
Okay.
No, in Doctor Who, the whole show is very uninteresting.
Right.
The humor has just been like one miss after another since they brought Jodie Whittaker in with... and I think she could be really good. Just her writing's been horrible since they changed showrunners.
Gotcha.
So I'm excited to see what they do bringing back... not Stephen Moffat. Peter Davies. Not Peter Davies. The first guy that did it. Ray Davies is from the Kinks, so it's not him. But whoever it was to bring it back to Doctor Who should be really good. It's the guy that brought it back with Chris Eccleston, your boy.
Gotcha. But he won't come back.
No. He's
done.
finally doing voice work for him, though.
Well, that's good.
They still do a lot, because it's Britain. Right. They still do a lot of audio and like radio shows and like those things for it, and they still bring all these doctors back in comic books and written form a lot.
Well, that's good. I just read this. A senior vice president at Sony Interactive Entertainment has been terminated from the company after reportedly being caught in a pedophilia sting operation video. So there's that.
Well, already then. That sounds like a
yep. Yep.
Are we back to that email thing from back when
No, I don't
the
think
candidate was it the candidate?
No, I don't.
The interview. The interview
The
is
interview.
what it was.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Maybe. Before I move over to the Marvel stuff, because it's a smaller show this week. It's busy this week. I got a lot going on. Turning 50. That's a big weight on your shoulders. You'll get there.
It is.
You'll get there one day.
Yeah, I get plenty of time. Weeks
plenty of times. That's exaggeration.
I don't know, as long as like Jimmy or Dylan or Charles probably.
Jimmy's right around the corner for Jimmy. So I'll go. I'll give you a Wheel of Time. Are you up? You up to date on the Wheel of Time?
I am up to date on Wheel of Time. Yeah, that was one of my Saturday watches.
What did you think of the last episode? This is the last episode now. Again, the fandom is terrible in some regards. The book purists hated this episode more than any other episode that they've watched. They believe that the character of Lan is ruined.
Yep, the guy that was the Order of the Light, right? No,
he's the warder. He's Moraine's warder.
Oh, yeah.
They believe that he was ruined because all throughout the books, one of his nicknames in the books is Stoneface.
Yeah.
And in the books, he really doesn't do much for the first 4 books. He's just kind of there, and he doesn't have a lot to say, and he has some interaction with the characters, but he's more of a stoic, stone-faced, emotionless person, and that's the persona that he's supposed to have. In this episode, he was complete opposite of that.
Oh yeah, I would never have thought that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm still waiting for him to get with the girl.
Which one?
Nynaeve. Sure.
Yep. That's possible. That could happen. If you read the books, you know how his story plays out.
Cool. I didn't.
I
don't have that kind of time. It's really hard, I've learned, to read while you're watching TV.
Yeah, that's not good. You can't read while you're driving either.
My wife can do it because she doesn't like anything that I put on the TV. However, I do not have that problem.
No, that's kind of a bonus for you.
Yeah. Charles, before we get too deep into the Marvel stuff, Charles mentions the Kingsman movie coming out too. I'm super stoked for that movie. The first 2 were a blast. I know they were on your watch list to get to, Frank.
Yeah, they are.
The first one alone is worth it with Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, it's great.
Samuel L. Jackson's in it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's the bad guy.
He does.
But they were super fun. The new one, I'm excited to see with the throwback, and you get some great new cast members. Jimon Hansu's in it. You get the girl from American Gods. I don't know if you watched that. That was before the show. We did this show, but she was great on there. She played the Irish girl, the girlfriend who was dead. On there, and they're. I just saw Jimmy's response there. But the Kingsman movie, it's going to be fun. December has a lot. There's a lot coming out. I don't know how we're going to have time to watch it all. But there's a lot of time spent in the movie theater coming up in December, I think.
Me either.
Well, we got what? Spider-Man, Kingsman,
Matrix. There's something else coming out around Christmas.
I've heard amazing things about that Encanto movie that's out now, the latest Disney animation movie.
Oh, really? Okay. Is that the one with the girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine does a voice?
Stephanie Beatrice.
Yes. Oh, I love her. She was awesome in that show. Voice is completely different from Brooklyn Nine-Nine to now. Her voice was very monotone. Yeah. And then I heard her in an interview, and I was like, "Wow, is that the same person?"
Yeah. Well, that's some actors can act. It's crazy.
It's weird. It's weird. We did mention how was your order from New England Pizza? Oh, it sucked, to be honest with you, Grubhub. So that's what that's about. Sorry. Just popped up on the phone. So Shang-Chi, Sean
with a G on the end.
Sean with a G.
Sean.
It's getting a sequel. Disney confirmed it.
What? It's crazy talk.
Right?
When is that coming out next year?
Per a new report from Deadline, Cretton, the director, signed a multi-year overall deal with Marvel Studios and Hulu's Onyx Collective. This has paved the way for Cretton to work on the in development Sean with a Shang-Chi 2. Disney confirmed he will write and direct the upcoming sequel. Cretton is also working on a mystery MCU series for Disney Plus. That looks like it could possibly be the end of 2023.
I mean, they have 75 series coming out on Disney Plus, so it's hard to
do. And I actually have that updated list.
Because and we'll talk Hawkeye towards the end there.
Yes.
So I mean, it's been almost a week since it came out. It's not like it's a new show.
No.
And if you're watching this, I would assume you're probably a Disney Plus fan that just watched Hawkeye by now.
I hope so.
So I wonder where that's going to fall in the movie timeline, though, because we're looking at in development now. We're probably going to be 4 years between movies, which is a really long time in between sequels.
So, as if you were reading my mind, Kevin Feige, in another interview, says that there'll be news. There'll be various events. Obviously, with the pandemic, the way we've announced things has changed and altered. In some ways, that's been good because it's kept the focus on what's next. It's kept the focus on the projects as they come out, and certainly the anticipation for No Way Home, I would say, is as big as anything we've ever felt before, which is good timing as the movie's about to come out. He says that there will be additional unveilings. There's a few more projects waiting to be confirmed, even though they have a plan that runs through at least 2023. He said that what is it? Marvel secrecy has held back any potential announcements. The MCU architect reveals that there will be news about the franchise coming very soon.
I think they have to get through whatever big reveals are coming up
in Spider-Man
before they can announce. Well, and maybe Doctor Strange too.
Right.
Before they can announce the next slate of things, I would guess. Or if all of a sudden the things they have already announced aren't really those things.
Right. Like the Spider-Verse got announced.
Did you see that trailer?
I did not. I haven't even seen Spider-Verse yet.
Dude.
Still.
It was the best movie of that year.
Yes. That one actually legitimately is on my short list.
That Into the Spider-Verse is so good.
I promised a friend that I would watch The Witcher this week.
Oh, well, that's not going to happen.
It might.
Charles, I did watch the new Psych movie. This is Gus. I think we talked about it briefly the other week. I love Psych. It's one of my favorite shows ever on television.
Is that the one that has the 80s throwbacks?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Gotcha.
James Rede Rodriguez and oh god, now I can't remember his name. The guy that plays Gus on the show, or the two of them are amazing to watch and listen to, and they're like best friends in real life too. In life,
that always helps.
In real life, it's like watching a comedy routine when they do like an interview or talk. They were on Michael Rosenbaum, who's from Smallville. I don't know if you know he was on Smallville for a while.
You know what? I heard he was. Does he have a podcast?
He does. Oh. He does. He likes to get inside of people.
He does. Yes, he does.
So on there, the two of them were on, and it was all Zoom, but they were like hilarious. Because it's all wordplay off each other, and it's so quick. Like so much of the show Psych was great because it was all improv.
Right.
And they would just go back and forth. And towards the last season or two, they started doing excerpts at the end. Drew Hill, that's who it is. He's on the new the Wonder Years. He was also on West Wing. He was on Suits, which they did a really meta reference to Suits in this movie, which was fantastic. But the new movie was a really good time. I enjoyed the new movie. Not as good as the first one, better than the second one. I think I would be happy if they continue to do like a movie every 2 years from that team, because it's just super fun. And it doesn't try to be anything that it's not. It just tries to be silly. And it succeeds. And Corbin Burnson's still great. He plays the dad.
God, why am I drawing a blank on his character's name from Dorn?
Yes, from Major League. Yep. Yeah, dude, and the guy hasn't aged since he was in Major League. It's crazy.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
But the new Psych movie was fantastic.
Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is going to be a 2-part movie, and the sequel will arrive in 2023. So they're splitting it into 2 parts.
It's interesting. It's gonna be long if they're doing it that way, I think.
Yeah. So Miles Morales is voiced by, and I'm gonna really
Yeah.
hopefully not ruin this guy's name.
It's gone. It's not gonna
Shamik Moore.
Sounds good.
Okay. He'll be joined by Spider-Gwen, who is voiced by the hottest property in show business right now, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, the trailer is her popping in on Miles.
She is ranked number one, like the most sought after movie person in Hollywood right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though she's not a movie star, so it's kind of weird.
Right.
Definitely a TV star.
Peter B. Parker is voiced by Jake Johnson.
Oh, that's
in the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, he's not in the trailer though.
Oh. Wait, what does this say? It said he'll be joined by Spider-Gwen and Peter B. Parker, though only the former appeared in the trailer. Sorry.
We do get a glimpse of Spider-Man 2099.
Who is voiced by your favorite actor.
Oh, that doesn't narrow it down.
Huh?
That doesn't narrow it down at all.
Oh, Oscar Isaacs.
Oh, God damn it. Maybe he can be mute then.
No. He's excited to come back. As the first trailer confirms, Spider-Man 2099 will have a larger role in this one after appearing in the post-credit scene of the 2018 movie. Additionally, Spider-Woman will make her debut, voiced by Issa Rae.
Okay.
So that is neat. I will hopefully be able to catch up on that before this part 1 comes out.
It's worth it, man. It is such a fun ride.
They also the guys that wrote it. I just had their names.
Lord Miller.
Yeah, they basically were given carte blanche to do and use anything in the Spider universe that they wanted to do for this. They had no restrictions whatsoever.
I mean, they didn't have many in the last one.
No, and they basically were told, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Here you go. Have fun.
Dylan, you were 100% one of the best animated films ever.
All right.
I mean, you had Nicolas Cage his film noir Spider-Man, which was amazing.
How can you get any better than Nicolas Cage as anything?
Well, the only way you got close was with pulling back from my childhood with Peter Porker, the Amazing Spider-Ham.
Gotcha.
Which I still have a number of back issues kicking around my house for.
As speaking of Spider-Man, again, not spoilers, but Tom Holland is poking fun at Anthony Mackie again. I kind of enjoy when the two of them go back and forth with each other, or when they're in interviews. If you watch interviews of the two of them together, Mackie's always messing with Tom Holland. Tom Holland said he hasn't got his own movie yet. He got a TV show, but he didn't get his own movie. Also, it's called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's not called The Falcon. I saw that online. Everyone's like, Anthony Mackie says Tom Holland's eating his words. I'm not eating my words. I said there is no Falcon movie. There isn't one. That's pretty funny.
And hey, even though he was announced for a new Captain America movie, definitely isn't on the slate yet.
No, it's not.
Which means Anthony Mackie's going to be in his mid-50s by the time they get around to doing a movie for him.
Can I just tell you that at this point in time, what were there? There's four TV series they've had so far, right? It's WandaVision,
5 if you count What If.
Yeah. So there's WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, What If, Loki, and now Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I got Hawkeye right under WandaVision. Like, I still think WandaVision was for me the best, the old man Falcon. That's what it's going to be.
That's what all of these Marvel movies are going to be at the rate that they're coming out.
But I enjoyed WandaVision the most. Hawkeye's kind of keeping pace with that for me. I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have to put Loki under that, and then What If at the bottom, because What If I don't think What If delivered.
See, I'd put What If above Loki.
Okay,
but only for the T'Challa Star-Lord episode.
Fair enough.
And the Doctor Strange episode, which was one of the best animated TV shows ever. Episodes. Yes.
So where do you have Hawkeye?
I'm not sold on Hawkeye yet, but I like it better than Loki.
Okay. Do you like it better than Falcon and Wanda?
I don't. I liked Falcon a lot. I think Falcon's my number one of them so far.
Wow. I
was unimpressed with most of WandaVision.
I'm I am. Let's see. What's Dylan? Falcon 1, 2 Hawkeye, 3 Loki, 4 WandaVision. Okay, not even a mention of What If. That's rude.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, for WandaVision, just the what is grief if not love persevering line
Yeah.
has to notch it above Loki for me.
Okay.
But Hawkeye, I wish it was as fun as the trailer that they released was.
See, for me, I think, and we'll talk about this again in a couple minutes. I think Hawkeye is going to pay off with the air quotes engineer type thing, where WandaVision isn't going to pay that off. Okay. See, Dylan liked What If more than any of them.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, What If was it had some of the highest points of all of them for me, but it had a lot of the most blah points for me too.
Fucking zombies.
Well, hey, they're getting their own series now. You're gonna have to watch.
Oh my god, no, I'm not. I'll rely on you for that one. I think Hawkeye is going to pay off, and again, we'll talk about that in another 5 minutes or so. I think Hawkeye is going to pay off for that engineer thing that they set up in WandaVision in a way that's going to blow the MCU open a little bit more.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm putting a lot of stock in this one.
They have a lot to get through still on that show to even be able to touch on that.
I know. Before you go there, Chris Hemsworth was asked. He recently appeared on Australia's The Today Show, calling in from Prague as he films Extraction 2 for Netflix. They asked, the host brought up how Hemsworth's co-star in the Marvel Universe, Tom Holland, has another 3-movie Spider-Man deal, and asked if he's interested in getting a similar treatment. Now, tell me that as I read this, you tell me you don't hear this in his voice. How many Spider-Mans has he done? He's a little behind me. I think he's done 3. I've done 6 or 7 Thors, so maybe. As long as they'll have me, I'll turn up. But I feel like they might be waning that kind of enthusiasm for me to keep going. I don't believe that last line at all, to be honest.
No, a couple things with that. One, they're tied.
Yeah.
No, he has Tom Holland by 1 movie.
Okay.
Because they'll both have their trilogies, right?
Right.
This is 3 each. Thor also had Avengers and Age of Ultron.
Right.
Right. And other than that, they've been in the same.
Right.
The last 2 they were both in, right?
Right.
Tom Holland also has Civil War,
which Thor wasn't in.
Right.
Right.
And then that's the one that he's behind.
Right.
So
which
one more movie with Tom Holland and
the one that's coming out.
No, that's his 3rd solo.
Oh, that's his. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, so he's only 1 behind him. That's not a lot.
No, it's not. Pete
and I
ranks
I bet he's grossed more than Thor.
Yeah, I think Thor: Dark World might have hurt his box office a little bit. So Pete liked WandaVision. Pete's my age, so I think Pete really enjoyed the black and white stuff as a throwback to childhood, if I'm correct. Pete didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki. It was too hard to follow, and he's a big Hawkeye fan.
Also, you guys you're not turning 70, so the 50s TV show is not that much of a throwback for you.
It is. It's enough. It's enough of one.
You were raised on Three's Company. Settle down.
I was raised on Happy Days. Thank you very much. And Laverne and Shirley.
And
I know who Chuck was in Happy Days. Okay, I remember Chuck. None of y'all remember Chuck.
Everybody remembers his first brother.
Nobody remembers his first brother. Like the daughter in Family Matters that went upstairs in one episode and never came back down and just disappeared. Chuck went and disappeared too.
That's because Chuck was in the trailer and not in the actual show.
That's true.
Haha. And you were just corrected, by the way. He did not say that WandaVision was great. He said it was okay.
That's right. He said it was okay. It says it right there, and I just ad-libbed it for him.
Which I'll agree with. WandaVision.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. All right. Two choices before we go to Hawkeye for you. Do you want to look at the 13 canceled movies that Marvel never did and why? Or do you want to go through the long list of all 30 Marvel movies and TV shows, or do you want to skip them both and just go right to Hawkeye?
I think Hawkeye deserves our attention.
Okay.
That's
I'm
what I'm
fine with
thinking.
that. I'm fine with that.
70s show, which sister disappeared? The oldest?
In what?
In that 70s
Oh
show.
yeah,
There was three, right?
It was Donna's younger sister. She was in the first season. She was in one episode, and then they just wrote her out of existence.
Wasn't there another older sister than Eric too? Wasn't there Eric and his sister,
Eric,
and then the older sister, another sister?
There wasn't an older one. It was Eric and his sister, and then I think she.
I thought there was another one older than her. Maybe not.
We'll
find out when we get to watch that 90s show soon. That looks horrible.
I don't know. Anything with Kurt Redwood, and I'm a fan of.
Yeah, but think about it. So the show ended in 1980. So unless you're starting in 1999.
Well, no, they're going to start it in 1990 with Eric and what's her name's kid.
Yeah, so
yes.
I knew Lori passed away. Yeah, right. But so then they had a kid right away, and the kid is now 10. Is the show you're watching?
No, we're going to age her for TV. Age her up for TV. Yeah. Here, let me put this on here. Oh shit! It's a scrolly spoiler thing.
I don't know if it's a spoiler after 6 days on a streaming service.
But
it's fine. There's nothing to spoil anyway.
No, I like that background. It's so swirly. It looks like we're in the multiverse.
Super fancy.
Looks like we're in the multiverse.
It does. I feel like I'm in the multiverse.
What did you think of episode 3 of Hawkeye?
I actually watched it twice because I realized after the first two I need to stop watching them on my tablet.
Yeah, you do.
But I thought it was fun. I liked the cycling through the trick arrows.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was cool. I liked the introduction of Echo. I don't really know that character at all, so it was a good intro that made me go read more about her.
I was going to say, there goes my plan of having Jack explain a comic book character to me.
Oh no, I read about her, so it's fine. So I can answer questions. The comic book version is not an amputee. That is just the actress.
Oh, she really is an amputee then.
She is. It's not. Okay. It's not part of the character.
I know.
Apparently, the only deaf Native American martial artist they could find is also an amputee.
I know she's deaf, and I know that Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld learned basic sign language for her coming onto the show, which was a really cool thing. Yeah, Marvel's doing a lot of sign language stuff, which I think is really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, and his character does a little bit too, but Haley Steinfeld also learned it.
Right, that's what I said. Both of them did.
Yeah,
Jeremy Renner and her both did. The amputee part I didn't know. Pete thinks the best part of the episode was the train ride, where his hearing aid was smashed. I did enjoy the comedy. They have very good chemistry together.
They do. I think the trailer and what I was saying earlier, like the trailer's a little more slapsticky.
Yeah.
Funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like when it's in the episode, it's super dry.
Right.
Which is what's taking me a little bit because I know Jeremy Renner can be hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, look, I said it before. I kind of go back to that the episode where he was in the LARP, the live action role play.
Yeah.
And he was walking through everyone and he was just doing quick little moves and like killing them all. But it was, I thought that was a hilarious scene.
Because the LARP stuff was great. A couple episodes ago, I think this one, getting to see him actually get to do real action stuff was nice. This was the first like budgety kind of action scene when doing the stuff around the warehouse.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was great. So
and getting to see him go head to head with Echo for a few minutes was interesting. I wish I didn't, that she's getting a TV show soon. It's like, oh well, all right, so the character is going to get turned around,
right?
But like, does that mean that her dad wasn't killed by Ronin?
Well, in the Easter egg thing, obviously the first. I'm going off BuzzFeed for this. I grabbed a quick one. There's a lot of different little Easter eggs. I just grabbed this one because it was quick and easy. Obviously, the title of the episode is Echoes, which is a nod to Maya Lopez's who plays Echo's character. When she's talking to her father as a little girl, I also thought those scenes were phenomenal. The little girl that played young Echo was awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great. If you look closely, you could spot a circle tattoo made up of small triangles on Maya's dad's chest. A similar symbol also appears on Echo's costume in the New Avengers comic books.
Well, and in the New Avengers comic book, she also becomes Ronin for a while.
Okay. There's talk about the dragon, and that could tie to Shang-Chi. But the part that I was leading to earlier was when she was at karate class, her father said that her uncle will come and pick her up. And they didn't show the uncle. They just showed the arm of a black sleeve and a big hand reaching out and touching her cheek.
When you got a voice there, too.
Yes. Now,
which, as much as I don't think it will be this season as an engineer, it totally was Vincent D'Onofrio's voice.
Yes, it was. There's also another hint to that when Maya rides her motorcycle up to Fat Man Auto Repair, where she sees a fight break out. That's a huge nod to Kingpin, who was known as Fat Man. Then she gets to watch Ronin kill her dad. Now,
I don't know if anybody called him Fat Man. He just was a fat man.
No, I think that there's a thing in the comics that I read somewhere else that there was a thing that has to do with that. Like older stuff.
Yeah.
Now, in this episode, she watched Ronin kill her father, but in the comic books, Kingpin kills her father.
And then raised her.
There's theories going around that maybe Kingpin had Ronin kill her father.
Could be. I mean, look, if the Echo show is her versus Kingpin, I'm in.
Well, God, absolutely. I mean, give me more Vincent D'Onofrio all day long.
Yeah. And then you bring Daredevil in that show too?
Well, that was the other news that came out. That Kevin Feige said that if you do see Daredevil in the MCU, it will be played by Charlie Cox. That there's nothing confirmed on the table in development for him yet. Wink, wink.
Right. Nothing I can announce until after you see him as Spider-Man.
Nothing I can announce until the end of December. Wink, wink. When Maya watches her dad die, he puts a bloody handprint on her face. And apparently that's an iconic moment in the comics for her. Maya is often seen as Echo with a white handprint on her face. In memory of that?
Could be, yeah. So the character was created in Daredevil comics.
Right.
And right after Kevin Smith did his iconic Daredevil run, which was reimagined in Daredevil season 3.
So much iconic.
Then the next people that did a run in Daredevil are the ones that introduced her. And then she kind of sat on the shelf for a few years, and then they
right. Did you pick up the name of the building that Clint and Kate were being held in? Because I picked up on that immediately right away.
No,
the KB Toys building, the KB Toys warehouse.
Oh, but they didn't call it KB Toys, did they?
Yeah, it's KB Toys.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I used to go in KB Toys at the Roosevelt Mall all the time when we were wandering around up there.
I remember. I used to work next door to one.
For no reason whatsoever. Clint tells Maya that Ronin was killed by Black Widow, which technically is true since when she went to get him, she effectively killed that part of him.
Yeah, I'll that's fine.
Yeah. When Kate and Clint escape the Tracksuit Mafia, Kate wants to take the 72 Red Dodge Challenger, which was Clint's car in the Matt Fraction and David Aja's Hawkeye comics.
What track?
Apparently, so much of this is directly ripped from the comics. The entire car chase is taken directly from Hawkeye issue number 3 in 2012. In the episode, Clint drives the car and Kate fires the arrows. In the comic, they're reversed. Kate is driving while Clint shoots the arrows.
I got to read that run again, start that run again, because I don't remember Kate being in that, but maybe she was introduced that early.
Because apparently in the comics, Kate also complains about Clint not labeling his trick arrows.
Yeah, I read the first issue of that run like a while ago, and it was weird because it wasn't my Hawkeye, like, not my Hawkeye. My Hawkeye is the guy from the West Coast Avengers that was married to Mockingbird.
Gotcha. There were a couple of trick arrows: the putty, explosive tip, suction tip plunger, cable, acid, smoke bomb, and I'm telling you, my favorite arrow was the Pym arrow.
Pym arrow was cool.
Pym arrow is really awesome.
I don't understand where he found another regular arrow to fire with it, but
no, she fired the arrow.
Right, but he said, "Here's it." She's like, "Oh, this is a regular one." I don't know where he got the regular one.
No, and it wasn't the plunger arrow, right? Because he used the plunger arrow when they jumped out of the car.
And it wasn't the USB stick.
It wasn't the USB stick that
one was great.
That was also great because the USB stick is the one that kills the Ultron thingy. It
was a nod back to What If there.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm sure a computer would hold up if you shot a USB stick into it with an arrow.
Of course it would.
That would go great for everything.
Of course it would. I've never had a USB stick break simply just sitting on my desk for no reason whatsoever. I've never picked up a USB stick out of this little plastic tin over here to put something on it and it doesn't work. Never happens. Another clue that points to the uncle actually being Kingpin is the fact that in the comics, Cassie goes by Clown and works for Kingpin. The scene in the diner where she draws the costume was really friggin' funny.
Oh, it was great. I love that Hawkeye costume.
Yeah, and his response was great. It's like, no, because my wife will divorce me.
And she's even like, it should be purple.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that on his head? Wings, like a hawk.
And that reminds me back more of the Netflix shows. Because in every Netflix show, they made fun of the original costume. Right. Because of Jessica Jones, when they're at like a store dressing up, like going through changing room stuff.
Yeah.
She tries on her costume from the comics at one point.
Oh, really?
And Luke Cage, when he gets out of prison, ends up wearing the iconic yellow shirt with the blue pants. And right. Like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're able to take liberties and poke fun at that stuff.
And they did a quick poke fun at the original Daredevil costume, which was yellow and
really?
Red brown. Yeah. If you ever look up the original Daredevil costume, it was to point out the fact that he was blind.
Oh.
It was like so garish and obnoxious that it was like whoever wears that would have to be blind because they wouldn't know what colors they were wearing.
Hi, puppy.
So that was but yeah, his original costume's like a lot.
The Wolverine costume in the briefcase was another good one. Pete mentioned. Yeah. Her trying to name the dog was funny. That was cute.
Well, because it's Pizza Dog in the comics.
Yes. Now, this last one is interesting. Kate and Clint learn that Cassie is employed by Sloan Limited. And I'm ready for any and all theories. This being related to Jason Sloan seems like a good guess since he's connected to Matt Murdock. I don't know that one.
I don't know Jason Sloan.
No.
I mean, I have no assumptions with what they're doing with the Sloan security stuff.
No.
I don't know why we have to make parents bad all the time.
I don't know either.
It's a requirement.
I hate that trope.
Their parents they can't ever just be good people that help them out. And
right. And then the end of the episode ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger where Hawkeye and Kate are rummaging through the computer and he's walking through the house and there's Jack with the Ronin sword pops out of nowhere and puts it up to his neck.
Yeah, it's a weird what they're doing with the hearing aid thing I get, but it's a weird play they keep doing with him because like really he should have heard somebody else was in the house if he had this great hearing aid.
But his hearing aid got fixed at a little Chinese restaurant.
No, it was upstairs. It was upstairs
I'm
at
sorry.
the doctor's office. It came across like it was a restaurant because then it cut from her going upstairs to fix it to them eating at a diner.
Right.
And him just sitting there staring at it apparently for most of the meal so he didn't have to listen to her.
Yep, smart man. Very smart man.
Until she said, "Let me show you this costume you need to wear," Clint.
Right. Well, that's it. That's all I got for Hawkeye, unless I missed something.
I don't think so. So we'll have more Hawkeye next week.
Yep, we will.
And if you missed any of the episode, you can always catch us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcast. Drop us a rating, tell a friend, hit that subscribe button. If on YouTube, if you're watching us, or on Twitch, hit that subscribe button. See when the next time that we're going to go live is. In case we go live a little bit late, like tonight, you'll get an alert pops right up and says, "Hey,
boom!
You need to go find the Geek Spot."
It's always good to find a Geek Spot.
And thank you for finding the Geek Spot with us again.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you on the other side of 50.